Imagine this. You are 9 years old. You cannot speak the language. You do not know where you are. You're thousands of miles away from your mother and your father. And your only job every single morning, before school, before breakfast, before anything else, is to get on your knees and scrub the toilets of a reform school in rural Kentucky. That was not a punishment. That was the real life of the man who today is worth $164 billion in Leeds, the most powerful technology company on the entire planet. His name is Jensen Huang, and this is the story that America almost never got to witness. Most people in the world know the name NVIDIA. They know it because of gaming, because of artificial intelligence, because of the chips that are literally powering the future of human civilization. But very few people know the man behind it all, and even fewer know the unbelievable, painful, and deeply emotional journey it took for him to get there. Jensen Huang was born on February 17, 1963, in the city of Tainan, Taiwan. His father was a chemical engineer and his mother was a school teacher, a humble, hard-working, middle-class family who believed with every single fiber of their being that education was the only key that could unlock a better life for their children. His mother would sit with Jensen and his older brother every single evening and teach them English by pulling random words out of the dictionary, 10 new words every day without fail. She did not have money, she did not have connections, she did not have a plan B. But she had determination, and she poured every ounce of it into her sons. In 1973, when Jensen was just 9 years old, his parents sold nearly everything they owned, 2x2 plane tickets, and sent their young sons to America alone. As unaccompanied minors traveling across the world without a single adult by their side, a 9-year-old boy, no English, no friends, no family waiting at the airport, just a small suitcase, and the desperate hope that America would be kind. The boys arrived in Tacoma, Washington, to live with their uncle. The uncle had the best intentions. He wanted to enroll them in a good school. But he accidentally enrolled Jensen and his brother in the Oneida Baptist Institute, a reform academy in rural Kentucky designed for troubled youth. He genuinely believed it was a prestigious boarding school. He had no way of knowing the truth. Every single morning, 10-year-old Jensen woke up and his first job was to clean the toilets every day. He scrubbed those floors. Then walked to school where he was bullied because he was a small foreign kid who barely spoke English. His older brother worked on a tobacco farm nearby while Jensen attended classes completely alone. But instead of breaking, Jensen adapted. He learned table tennis and became excellent at it. He joined the swimming team. He even taught his illiterate roommate how to read. At 9 years old, Jensen was already building the mindset that would build a trillion-dollar company. 2 years later, his parents arrived in America, saw the reality of where their sons had been living, and immediately moved the family to Oregon. Jensen later said those 2 years in Kentucky were the fire that forged everything he would ever become. Every global empire has a humble beginning. For Jensen Huang, the road to revolutionizing technology started with a fresh start in the Pacific Northwest. Long before he led a tech giant, Jensen was a teenager defined by intense focus. Channeled through the lightning-fast world of competitive table tennis, competing at the United States Open Table Tennis Championship. He learned that victory isn't just about talent, it's about the discipline to outwork everyone else. From his early days in Kentucky to his studies in Oregon, his life was a montage of late-night grit and relentless training. At Oregon State University, he found more than just an education. He found the environment that would shape his professional and personal future. It was here that he met Lori Mills. As lab partners, they collaborated on complex electrical circuits, building a bond over shared intelligence and ambition. In 1985, they began their life together. This partnership provided the emotional foundation for the high-stakes journey Jensen was about to embark upon. His academic journey continued at Stanford, where he earned his master's degree, further sharpening the technical mind that would eventually change the world. But success wasn't handed to him. It's to make ends meet and build character. Jensen took a job at a local Denny's restaurant. He washed dishes until his hands were pruned. This grueling work taught him humility and the importance of a job well done, no matter what. He eventually became a waiter, learning to stay calm and focused while serving customers in the middle of the chaotic dinner rush. In those quiet moments after a shift, sitting in a booth, he began to dream of something bigger than himself. In 1993, that dream took shape. In a San Jose Denny's, Jensen met with Chris Malachowski and Curtis Prim to discuss a radical idea. They didn't have a fancy office, only napkins and scraps of paper to sketch out the architecture of the first graphics processing unit. With a simple handshake in that restaurant booth, NVIDIA was born. They were three engineers ready to challenge the status quo of computing. The path was never easy. The early years were marked by failed launches, financial peril, and the constant threat of collapse. But while others panicked, Jensen remained steady. He remembered the heat of the kitchen and the grit it took to win at the table. Today, Jensen Huang stands at the helm of a technological revolution. His signature leather jacket a symbol of a man who never forgot his roots. He leads with the same intensity he had as a dishwasher, reminding us that no job is too small when you have a vision this big. From a Denny's booth to the pinnacle of tech Inzen, Huang's journey is a testament to the power of resilience and the courage to dream. He never wants anyone to get comfortable. He knows better than anyone how fast everything can fall apart. For years, NVIDIA was known as a gaming company. Powerful graphics cards, loyal customers, successful, but not yet world-changing. Then came artificial intelligence, and everything changed overnight. The same GPU chips Jensen had spent 30 years building turned out to be the exact technology AI needed to function. When OpenAI, Google, Meta, and Microsoft began racing to build the most powerful AI systems in the world, every single one of them needed NVIDIA chips. Jensen had quietly built the infrastructure the AI revolution would run on, and suddenly, the entire world came knocking on his door at once. In 2024, NVIDIA crossed $3 trillion in market value. Jensen's personal net worth reached $164 billion. The boy who arrived in America with nothing. The boy who scrubbed toilets every morning. The boy who was beaten in a Kentucky schoolyard. That same boy is now worth $164 billion earned through decades of relentless, unstoppable hard work. In Taiwan, the crowds that follow Jensen wherever he goes have become so massive that the media gave it a name, Jensanity. Because he proves beyond any doubt that where you begin in life has absolutely nothing to do with where you are capable of ending up. Jensen Huang's life is not just a success story. It is a masterclass in what it truly means to be a human being. Here are the lessons his life teaches all of us. Lesson 1. Hardship is your training, not your punishment. Jensen did not succeed in spite of his painful childhood. He succeeded because of it. Every toilet he scrubbed, every punch he took, every lonely night in that Kentucky dormitory, it all built a man who cannot be broken. Is this breaking me, or is this building me? Lesson 2. Where you start means nothing. Where you decide to go means everything. He arrived in America at 9 with no English. He went from washing dishes at Denny's to founding a $3 trillion company in that same restaurant. Your starting point is not your story. Your refusal to quit, that is your story. Lesson 3. Stay hungry. Never think you have already won. Even today, leading one of the most powerful companies on earth, Jensen tells his team they are 30 days from failure. He has never stopped fighting, because he knows better than anyone how fast everything can disappear. Lesson 4. America gives you the chance. You have to earn the rest. Jensen was not born rich. He was not born connected. He was a foreign child who could not speak the language. But he was given a chance, and he never wasted a single day of it. Jensen Huang once said, "I have no fear of failure. I only have a fear of not trying." He said that from the lived experience of a 9-year-old boy who crossed an ocean alone, scrubbed floors on his knees every morning, was beaten and dismissed by the world, and still woke up every single day and decided his life was going to mean something. If this story moved you today, share it right now with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below and tell me which part of Jensen Huang's story hit you the hardest. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit that button right now, because every week we bring you the real, untold stories of the greatest success journeys. Because the greatest stories are never the ones that begin nicely. They are always the ones that begin impossibly.